What are you, deaf? Don't try that Halloween shit with me.
Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are on Tuesday nights. We're back on Tuesday nights to head into Battle World. Kills with me, Eric, and of course, Coriander. And guys, hey man, you take a week off and it feels like it's a month or even a year.
Pretty much.
But, right? No, it's good to be back. It's always awesome to be able to do this with you guys. This is a lot of fun. And tonight is a really cool battle that we have that actually was given to us as an idea, a request when we had our celebration stream a couple weeks ago. And shout out to our good friend Rachel, who came up with this idea. We spun the wheel, had the whole thing go, and here we are with what we have tonight. A blanket hello to all of you guys here. We appreciate you jumping in with us, and we see all of you guys. Danielle, what's up? I'm so prepared for this one. Good. That's what we hope. That's what we hope. That's why we put these up a few days in advance so you guys can watch the movies too. What's up, Wayne, Paula, Melissa's in the chat. Good to have you guys here. Jinzo, what is up? All right. Good to have you here. Russell's in the house. We got Kay and Gene saying hello to all. All right. Very, very cool. Let's get into this, man. Eric, let's talk about who we have in corner number one.
All right. Well, we all have that one friend that we've known since childhood. And, sadly, sometimes friends go their separate ways. You can have a change in schools, change in your social choices, moving away, or that friend becomes a demon because of a failed sacrifice to the devil. High school sucks enough, but now your best friend is going to be eating everyone in sight, and you may be next on the menu. So make sure you study as much on the occult as possible. Don't let the fact that you were once BFF stop you. And most importantly, don't let some lame indie rock band get your friend in the back of their van to begin with. Your lame single will be all over the radio, and no one wants that. In this corner, we have Jennifer's Body.
What are you doing, man?
He's singing Low Shoulder.
No, it's like I'm trying to listen to what he said. You're like, God, man. How many of these episodes have we done? Okay, Corey, we have in
well, you should be
corner
prepared at night.
It's a simple outcast life with your sister Bridget, or simply B, who just like you thinks about death and plays out scenes for a creative outlet. But unfortunately, when you get attacked by a lycanthrope, things start to take a beastly change. Besides your nails, your teeth, and oh yeah, tail growing out of your ass bone, and and having animal urges, that is much more than dealing with PMS. So get ready to deal with punk guys, stuck-up bitches, dogs getting torn apart and eaten, and trying to make sure you keep the blood pact in good relationship with your sister B so she doesn't kill you. Beware of the full moon that's out tonight, because here is Ginger Snaps.
All right. Okay. Let's get the Kill's commentary on this. Kill, what are we thinking? Give me the lowdown.
Look, man, hey, let's make the same movie, switch sisters for friends and lycanthropes for demons. Small town Americana, Low Shoulder, rock band, and yeah, a lot of high school teen angst.
Right.
Both of these movies are great, and I'm so happy we're doing this one. This is going to be a good one. This is really going to. These movies are both super fun.
I agree.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, obviously both of these movies, and again, and I don't think Rachel's here, but seriously, this is a really good battle. Like the parallels are absolutely ridiculous, and these movies are a decade apart.
Yep.
So, who's to say if Ginger Snaps was definitely an inspiration for Jennifer's Body or not? But this is a really, really good battle, no doubt about it. All right, so. Kill, do you hear it? Do you hear them coming to the arena?
I hear like werewolf feet and someone floating. I don't know.
That's right. All right. So for you guys in the chat, for you guys watching the replay, sit back, relax. We got Ginger Snaps versus Jennifer's Body. You know what time it is.
I have to see it, Ginger. It hurts. What was it? What was it? I don't know. What happened? Like it. It feels so good, Bridget.
All right. Okay, man. There it is. All right. And real quick in the chat, Julie's in the house too. Thanks so much for being here, Julie. And given the reminders, we've got Eric's link in the chat and also in the description of this stream and all of the Battle World and plenty of other streams on the channel. So make sure you guys definitely sub to Eric's channel. We're at 21 likes. Definitely hit the like button if you haven't already. That would really help us out. And Rachel is in the chat saying she's going to be here in a little bit. That's awesome.
Hey,
awesome.
There she is.
Very
All
cool.
right.
All right. We got Hollywood Guy in the chat too. Very cool. All right. So let's get this thing going. You guys know how we do this. We're going to go category by category, giving the point to the movie that we think deserves it, not based on our bias, but on the category. For you guys in the chat, let us know what you think as well. We're not going to get to everyone's comment, but if you choose to do a super chat, we'll make sure we get to your comment and or question, and also you can put those points to the film of your choice. Okay, so let's start this thing off. Kill, as always, we're going to start with the poster for these films. So we've got the poster for Ginger Snaps, and we also have the poster for Jennifer's Body. Who gets the point and why, bro?
Neither one of them really are kind of jumping out at me. It's just literally cast members just looking at the camera. I'm going to go with Jennifer's Body, though, because at least with that, you do have some comedy there, kind of the school outfit. You see the hand coming out from the desk, hell yeah in the back. It's doing a little bit more for me than the Ginger Snaps one, where they're just kind of taking a emo selfie, just kind of like, all right. So yeah, I got to go with Jennifer's Body on this one.
Okay. All right. Eric, how about you?
Yeah, I agree with Kill 100%. Jennifer's Body. Ginger Snaps is literally like, it's just them looking into the camera with some blue, purplish, skyline behind them in the moon. Although I do like how Ginger Snaps looks, the title itself. But when I look at Jennifer's Body, I know it's a horror movie. I never even noticed until Kill pointed out the hand coming out of the desk. So that tells me kind of like it's going to be kind of a fun tone for this movie. And of course, the hell yes on the chalkboard tells me that we're going to have some type of demon possession. So it fits with the, I guess you'd say, the theme of the movie a lot more than we don't know what's going on with Ginger Snaps. So
Okay, all right, Coriander, how about you?
Let me flip a coin because they both kind of suck. So wait a minute now. No. I'll give it to Ginger Snaps just because, it sucks. So there you go.
Come on, man. All right. So for me, both of these posters, they're just kind of there. And interestingly enough, both movies have multiple posters. And I've seen multiple posters kind of be its quote unquote main poster, whether it be the physical release or online. So these two were, I guess you could say, probably the first version. That being said, I think Jennifer's Body, obviously, like you said, Eric, it kind of tells you what's going on, and that's cool. But I also do feel like it's just kind of I don't want to say regular, but I guess that's kind of what I'm saying. I actually will give the point to Ginger Snaps because when I look at it, I'm kind of like, well, what's going on here? You know what I mean? They do have that kind of that emo look, but that's of course what they're all about in the movie as sisters. So I think the curiosity of that one kind of pulls me in a little bit more. So I'm going to give the point to Ginger Snaps. Okay, let's jump to the chat real quick. Let me catch up to these guys a little bit. We've got a channel member anniversary for Hollywood Guy. We got 9 months. Awesome. Thank you so much for the support. We appreciate that, man. Saying, here's a hot take. I'm not a fan of both movies, sadly to say, but I do like Ginger Snaps. Okay. All right. But only because. Okay. All right. But thank you so much for the support. We appreciate it. Seriously, it really makes a difference for the community and the channel, man. Thank you. Rachel saying Ginger Snaps wins for the poster. They use Megan's sexuality too much to promo the film. Gave completely the wrong impression of what the movie was about. That's a great point and well said, Rachel. And again, Rachel, I wanted to say now that I know you're here, thank you so much for the suggestion. This is a really great battle suggestion. So awesome. Okay. Let's see. We got Shape in the house. Shape's coming in with a $5 super chat. What's up, man? Good to have you here. Thank you so much. Saying Ginger Snaps beats Jennifer's Body all day. Hey, everyone. All right, man. So we'll put 5 points to Ginger Snaps. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate that. So we're starting early. Shape's like, hey, let's give those 5 points to Ginger Snaps. All right, man. So let's do a clip for you, Shape. And Bill, sometimes when you're trying to preach to people and spread good, it comes across kind of weird. And sometimes it might look like this.
Don't know about God. Who put you on a planet? Ah!
Could you back the camera off, so you can see me dance?
All right, there we go. All right, Shape.
I was wondering when you would finally stumble upon him.
Oh, you seen that one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Unfortunately.
I don't know what I'm watching. I turn my head and then I turn and I see Shrek and chickens dancing as well. Good Lord.
Oh yeah, heck yeah, man. All right. Okay. All right. So thank you so much, Shape. We really appreciate the super chat. Helps us out a lot, man. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go to our next category. We got to go to the tagline kill. We're going to be talking about the tagline for each film. We're going to start with Jennifer's Body. She's evil and not just high school evil. And then for Ginger Snaps, they don't call it the curse for nothing. Who gets the point and why?
I really kind of don't like either, but I'm gonna go with Jennifer's Body because they don't call it the curse for nothing. It's kind of, if I was just to look at this, poster, what curse are we talking about? Like werewolf, vampire, unicorn curse. I don't know. At least,
PMS.
yeah. At least with this, they're letting you know she's evil, and then the playfulness of it that goes with the poster, and not just high school evil. I think that melds well with the poster. So yeah,
Okay.
I gotta go with that.
All right, Eric, how about you?
Yeah, I agree with Kill. I'm going Jennifer's Body because it fits with the tone of the poster more. I think the fact that, because when we do these, or at least when I do them, I just go by the look, not the fact that I've already seen the film. I go by how they look to me, and it fits the tone more of sexy possible cheerleader sitting on a desk, but is she a mass murderer because of the hand type of thing? You know what I mean? So it fits more with possibly what Jennifer's doing in the movie than Ginger Snaps is.
Okay, all right. Coriander, how about you?
Could you read them both again, please?
I'm going to start putting you first when we do this category. For Jennifer's Body, she's evil and not just high school evil. And for Ginger Snaps, it is, they don't call it the curse for nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ginger Snaps.
Okay, all right. In the chat, Rachel saying tagline, absolutely Ginger Snaps, such a fun play on words and ties directly into the theme metaphor of the movie. Well said, well said. I think I'm also going to go with Ginger Snaps, basically because of that. When I read it, and again, going with the poster, again, it's a lot of curiosity. Obviously, you do think of PMS, and it's kind of like, how's this going to work? But even like with the font for Ginger Snaps in blood, again, it's a really interesting poster that I think is more curiosity driven than Jennifer's Body. Jennifer's Body is right there, and I'm not saying that's bad, but I'm just saying comparing the two to each other, I gravitate towards Ginger Snaps a bit more. All right, very cool. Brian going with Ginger Snaps as well. Okay, all right. Hollywood guy going with Jennifer's Body. Okay. Danielle saying it's a tie. Both play into what they're about. I wish we could do a tie, but can't do that. Can't do that. Okay. Kill. Let's go to our next category. The opening. The opening, which is usually the first couple minutes, could be up to 15 minutes of the movie. Who gets the point and why?
Okay. Now, and I knew we were going to get to this one because this one, I just have a quick question. Both of these, the opening is for both of these movies is a lot of setup.
Yes.
For each movie, would you consider the transformation of characters in the opening?
Well,
see yeah, because I kind of, and I always try to look at the time lapse of when certain things happen, and it was kind of not in the 15-minute allotment, because essentially, in Ginger Snaps, we kind of are introduced to the sisters, and they're making movies. They're very emo. They're goth girls. They love the darkness, and
right.
And on the other side, we're introduced to Amanda Seyfried's character and Megan Fox and their bond and just high school life, and then leading up to going to the bar to go see Low Shoulder. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I would think we would go before the transformations, because that's
right.
Both movies. What do you think, Eric? In both movies, that's like 20 minutes into the movies.
I was checking them both because usually you say the 15-minute cutoff is 20 minutes, kind of pushing it. I'm gonna say Ginger with Jennifer's Body, maybe when the fire starts at the bar, because that's at like 20 minutes, and then maybe Ginger Snaps is tough. Maybe right before they get to the park, because that's almost a half hour in.
Yep, right. and literally that's both where I was kind of like thinking.
Yeah, so I think that should be the fair cutoff point.
I guess with both of these, kind of being a lot of buildup, I'm gonna have to go with Ginger Snaps, And the
Okay.
reason for that is you get to see glimpses of their town and kind of animals being massacred and kind of, telephone poles with missing animals, missing people.
Right.
You really get a sense of something's going on in this little town.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with Jennifer's Body, you're really kind of just getting more of a kind of a narrower scope of the relationship between Jennifer and Amanda Seyfried's character, and not too much of the overall town and what's going on. And obviously, you don't really get that until Low Shoulder and so forth come into play.
Right.
With that being said, and I'm sorry for all the clarification, guys.
I asked it too, dude.
I got to give it to Ginger Snap because they did a little bit more world building at the beginning of it.
That's a good point, man. I think that's well said. Eric, how about you?
Me, I'm going to go Jennifer's Body. And the reason why is I was interested more in the characters. And I think it's just the performances. Like, don't get me wrong, the very beginning of Ginger Snaps with the animal leg. I'm like, okay, I knew it was a werewolf movie, but we're like, okay, we're starting quick. And then we get all the morbid pictures and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I thought this was a werewolf movie. Where are we going with the subject matter? And then we met the sisters, which I thought their relationship was just okay at that moment. Jennifer's Body, why is Amanda Seyfried either in prison or in an asylum? You know what I mean? So you have that. She's a kicker. We find out why. So you have that scene. And then I think when we got to meet her and learn about her and Jennifer's relationship, they just interested me more. You know what I mean? The way they played off each other. And that just drew me into the movie more. So I wanted to see where, when they went to the bar, like that, I know that's where everything happens, but like I wanted to see what happened next when Ginger Snaps. I'm just kind of sitting there and like, okay. You know what I mean? I wasn't as interested.
Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you?
It's a tough one because, both openings are good. But I think I will have to give it to Ginger Snaps just because, these sisters are pretty creative for whatever project they were doing for class. So, yeah, I'm going to give it to them.
Okay. To me, it's tough too because both openings, like you said, Kill, are set up. They're kind of done in different ways. You get the relationship that both sets of characters have with each other. That it's a tight relationship. So this is actually pretty close. But I think I'm going to edge it to Jennifer's Body on this, and I think the reason I'm going to do that is because there was a little bit more curiosity in the beginning because of Needy's character, spying on Jennifer and the whole asylum thing. It's like, well, wait a minute, what happened? And it just kind of, the way the story was told kind of drew me in just a little bit more. It's tough though, because I think Ginger Snap's opening was really good too, but I'm going to give the point to Jennifer's Body. Okay.
But what about the puppies? No,
I know the puppies, man. That's right. That's right. Brian's going with Jennifer's Body, and we got Russell in the chat. What's going up? Good to see you, Russell. Kay's going with Ginger Snaps, and Russell is going with Ginger Snaps. Okay. Scott's in the chat. What's going on? Welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. And Ginger Snaps has a more interesting story. Okay. All right. Kenny's going with Ginger Snaps. Okay, and we got Jason in the chat too. What's up, man? Going with Ginger Snaps. All right, very cool. Okay, next category, Kill, is the story. So which movie gets the point for story?
I am gonna go with Jennifer's Body. Nothing's wrong with the storyline in Ginger Snaps. It's kind of standard werewolf fare, but obviously the twist being it's two sisters. But with Jennifer's Body, for a good portion of the movie, you're left wondering why, what happened to her, why did this happen to her, and until the scene comes along where she explains everything and then the reasoning for everything. And then obviously the way that they started the movie with us seeing Needy's character essentially spying on Jennifer and then being in a mental institution and being violent, and you're just like, whoa, what happened from point A to point B to make this character kind of go down this path. I just felt there was a little bit more complexity in Jennifer's body. Not much, but just a little bit more with the reasonings for the rock band and what they did and so forth. And then obviously the reasonings why Jennifer has to do what she does periodically to keep herself up.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going with Jennifer's body.
Okay. All right. Eric, how about you?
Yeah, well, once again, I gotta agree with Kill and going Jennifer's body. And I've said it numerous times on Battle World. I'm not a fan of non-linear storytelling.
Mhm.
This, has some non-linear moments, and I like it. You know what I mean? It adds to the mystery. It's not like Tarantino where he just kind of chops stuff up and then just mixes it all together. We have a reason why we're wondering why Nettie is in the asylum. Okay, we are completely left in the dark about how Jennifer got possessed. When we got the reasoning, it fit with the tone of the movie. You got a couple, the indie rock band, they're doing it just so they can become famous. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It fits
Right.
with the tone. And when we get to the end of the movie, when Nettie takes Jennifer out, I honestly completely forgot, first time I watched this, that's why she's locked away. I had completely forgotten she is locked away. So for me to forget
Mhm.
the beginning of the film, which is a major important part, that's good storytelling for me. And I'm also I'm a sucker for a good possession type of, story. So
Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you?
I will go with Jennifer's body this round.
Okay. Any particular reason why?
I mean, those guys said it. This story, there's more to it, So yeah.
Okay. For me, it's interesting because both movies kind of take you on a ride, so to speak, and I think both movies have a lot of parallels. I think I'm gonna go with Ginger Snaps on this, and the reason I'm gonna do that is because the relationship that these two sisters have kind of always drew me into the film. I remember when I first watched it, it always drew me into the film because ultimately, and that's not to say that in Jennifer's body, Jennifer and Needy weren't close. They were, but it was just something about these sisters and how you have this situation where she gets attacked by the werewolf, and it's like, where is this going to go? And you obviously don't get a peek into the future with Ginger Snap, so you truly don't know where it's going to go. And I agree with you, Eric. I had kind of forgotten about the beginning of Jennifer's body, but there were points throughout the movie that I thought about it. It's like, okay, well, wait a minute. How did she end up locked up? When is that going to happen? So I just think that the story for for Ginger Snaps, I'm going to give the point because it's just a little bit, it grabs me and holds me a little bit more. All right. I'm going to go there. Okay. All right. Let's jump to the chat. Rachel is saying, how's everyone doing? Doing well.
Good.
Doing well. Hope you're doing well too. Danielle saying story is going to Ginger Snaps. Jennifer's body was a dime a dozen teen horror flick. Really? Okay. Ginger Snaps had so much depth. Okay. All right. Kay is going with Jennifer's body. We got Jerry in the chat. What's up, Jerry? Good to see you. We got Board now in the house. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Rachel saying the story goes to Ginger Snaps. I love the werewolf as metaphor for female puberty, the body dysmorphia and trauma that comes from it. Yeah, absolutely. Well said. Brian going for Jennifer's body. Wow, it's really right down the middle here. Okay, very, very cool. Yeah, and we got Neil in the house. All right, Neil on Black Reviews. Good to see you, man. Hope you've been doing well. Saying I was kind of bummed when I realized Jennifer's body wasn't a Transformers movie. There you go. I love that. That was good, man. Okay. All right. Let's go. And we got Ben in the house as well. What's up, Ben? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. And by the way, if you guys haven't hit the like button, please do. And Bronson is in the chat as well. What's going on, man? Okay. Next category. Kill. Let's talk about characters. So which film do you think gets the point for characters?
And I assume we're talking about all the characters.
All.
Okay. Yep. Well, one film doesn't have as many, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go with the one that has a little bit more, and even the bad guys I kind of like. I'm going for Jennifer's Body, and the reasoning for that is Jennifer herself is interesting because even though she's possessed, she still is trying to act or mimic Jennifer and her relationship with Needy. Needy was she's fine. She, it's nothing crazy there. Her boyfriend was pretty cool. The emo guy was interesting. And then, of course, Low Shoulder. Like, they're bad guys, but when they have their moment, it's just like, huh. And they're just so nonchalant about murder and worshiping Satan, etc. On the other side, essentially, you really just have the sisters. And after a while, one of them becomes a little bit more annoying, and because now she's popular and so forth. And you have like the other sister and the drug dealer who's helping her. Not as many characters that I really cared about or that I found entertaining, but I even found the bad guys, Low Shoulder, entertaining in Jennifer's Body. So I gotta go with that.
All right, Eric, how about you?
Me and Kayla are right there on Easy Street, with our chairs next to each other. It's definitely Jennifer's Body with everything he just said. I don't really care too much for the characters in Jennifer's Body. I don't hate them, but I don't really care about them. I like Needy. She's cute. She's fun. I really like Jennifer in this movie. Like, one of my favorite scenes is after the jock died. You know what I mean? She kills him in the forest, and her hands are down on her face, and she's yelling "boring" at the subject of that. So there's a little more to her Megan Fox's performance. She's more, in my opinion, she's more than just a pretty face. She's fun in this movie. She knows what she's in. Low Shoulders are good douchebags. Kind of like I'm gonna be killed for a moment. Sometimes I like an asshole. You know what I mean? They're really good at what they do. Anytime Amy Sedaris shows up, she's Jennifer's mom, or she's either Jennifer or Needy's mom. Yeah, she's Needy's mom for a couple minutes, but she's always fun. And then J.K. Simmons, I didn't even recognize the dude with his hair. They give him a hand. He's always fun, so that always adds a little bit of flavor to a movie. Gotta go Jennifer's Body, hands down.
Even Chris Pratt was funny for his one scene.
For that one moment.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like, hey, there's Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Star-Lord.
All right. Okay, Coriander, how about you?
I'm giving it to Star-Lord, man.
Oh God.
Oh man.
All right.
You're giving the point to Jennifer's Body?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. How come?
Star-Lord, she said.
Because exactly, no. Because there's, Eric pretty much said it. There's like 3 characters, 4. The mom comes in at the end. Well, she's kind of sporadically throughout it, but yeah, I just like, the characters in Jennifer's Body better. I felt bad, especially when the boyfriend died. He felt bad. So.
Okay. All right. For me, well, it's challenging because I think that there's different moments in both of these films where I enjoy the characters, for different reasons. I just think that the relationship between the sisters and Ginger Snaps, I think, was a little bit more interesting than the friendship between Jennifer and Needy, right? So that pulled me in, and really seeing B deal with what's going on with Ginger and, her kind of, investigating with the drug dealer guy. I thought that was really cool stuff. And I kind of enjoyed that a little bit more than on the other side of it, Needy with her boyfriend. Like, he was cool and all, but, he was just kind of there. But there are a lot more characters in Jennifer's Body that kind of have their moments and pop. Like you guys said, J.K. Simmons. Like, as soon as I saw him, I was like, what the heck, man? He's got hair.
Yeah, I've never seen him with hair. I had to do a double take.
It was crazy. So I'm going to edge this one out to Jennifer's Body based on that. I just think that there's, more moments with various characters that just propel it a little bit more than Ginger Snaps. All right. Rachel saying this one is so hard because I think both movies have fun characters. I particularly love Needy from Jennifer's Body, but I love the sisters and Ginger Snaps, so they win. Saying Ginger and Bridget spoke to my little teen emo soul. There you go. Yeah, they did. Yeah. Yep. They did a good job. Danielle going with Ginger Snaps. I cared more about these characters overall. They came across as real, where Jennifer's body came across as fake and not as honest. Okay. Kay is saying there's a tie. You guys are always going with ties.
Gotta pick.
You gotta pick one. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay. Very, very cool. Let's go to our next category. Kill. It's gonna be the atmosphere. Which film had the better atmosphere?
I'm gonna say Ginger Snaps, and I kind of alluded to it earlier. Just from the moment that you kind of see the town and you see like the homes and you see like the missing posters and just the small town vibe that's there, you feel it. You feel it at the close to the finale where the kids are going to like, garden houses for like a keg party and things of that nature. So it just definitely really had a small town feel to it, where Jennifer's Body has it as well, but I feel it's just done better and more convincing in Ginger Snaps. So
okay, all right, Eric, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with Ginger Snaps for atmosphere, and to me, it feels like it's got a more scary tone to it. And a lot of it is because a lot of these scenes are outside at night. I've said it 100 times, whether we're talking Friday the 13th or Halloween or something. When we're outside and, they're filming at nighttime, that, you feel, there's a monster out there. It just doesn't matter what it is, killer, beast, whatever. You feel the tension. You're waiting for the attack. And for me, that just adds to the scariness of a horror movie. I'm waiting for that attack when they're initially at the park. All the other times, Jennifer's Body has a fun atmosphere. I think Ginger Snaps has a more scary atmosphere, and it works better as a horror movie.
Okay, all right, Coriander, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Eric. I'm gonna have to go with Ginger Snaps also.
Okay. All right. I think for me, atmosphere and Kill, you made a good point about how, you see the town, you see, the missing persons and all of that. And of course, the sisters themselves, when you first meet them, in their house and their bedroom, there's just a lot of atmosphere that, the word I want to use, I think I'm going to use it. It just seemed a little bit more organic than Jennifer's Body. Jennifer's Body has some good atmosphere, but it is kind of a lighter vibe to it, like you were saying too, Eric. Whereas with Ginger Snaps, it's got creepy moments. It really, really does. And the movie itself has creepy aspects to it. So I'm going to lean towards Ginger Snaps as well on that for atmosphere. So I'm going to give the point to Ginger Snaps. All right. Rachel saying definitely Ginger Snaps for atmosphere, the jury, small town vibes, emo state of the girls' minds, and overall Halloween tone. Yeah, it definitely had a Halloween tone. Absolutely. Paul is going with Ginger Snaps. Kay going with Ginger Snaps. We got Russell going with Ginger Snaps. Danielle going with Jennifer's Body because of the gray, rainy settings. They bring me down. There you go. All right. Very, very cool. Scott saying Ginger Snaps was the same town as It's a Wonderful Life, I think. Interesting. Very, very cool. Okay, next category. The scarier threat, Kill. The scarier threat. Who gets the point and why?
So I knew we were going to get to this one. And hear me out, guys. Okay. One of these threats can be killed by being ran over. The other one has to be in a weakened state, meaning they have not fed in a while. And then on top of that, then you have to kill it. So for me, the scarier threat is Jennifer's Body. Because if she has not fed and then you can get lucky and kill her, you got a chance of killing her. Ginger, or at least her predecessor, Wolf, in the movie, got hit by a van and died. There you go.
All right, Eric, how about you?
He pretty much said everything I was going to. If this was a silver bullet type of werewolf, it'd be a lot different.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
But if and then it didn't get hit by a semi, it just got hit by a van. You know, there is a difference. There is a
Weed
difference.
van.
And
Wow.
Cheech and Chong could have killed the werewolf. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Damn.
And if you look at it this way, it's a werewolf versus a demon. You know what I mean? There's again a big difference. So 100% Jennifer's body is scarier.
Okay, Coriander, how about you?
Um, this is kind of tough.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I think not Jennifer, but Ginger's sister. Well, yeah, Ginger's sister went through a lot. She had to
Mhm.
kill her. Then she was transforming herself because they swapped blood and shit. And I mean, yeah, she's huge and can get killed by a van, but I mean, I don't know. It's kind of tough. I don't know.
Yeah, it is tough. Yeah.
I mean, guess I'm gonna have to go with Jennifer. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. To me, I think both of them have their scary moments in the sense that Jennifer has to kind of get you, in a certain situation, and then things happen. Whereas, with Ginger, it could go down anywhere, at least the way they presented it in the film. That being said, it is true we have the van issue. And it seems as though that it would be easier to kill Ginger than it is Jennifer. So I'm going to give the point to Jennifer's body as well, which is tough because I think both of them are kind of, it's like back and forth, man. It's like back and forth. Brian is going with Jennifer's body. Okay. All right. And Board now saying Jennifer's body is going to lose anyway. So I'll give this one. It's close anyway. Yeah, what? Really?
Come on now.
Wow.
How many times have we thought it's going to go one way and then we were wrong?
Ain't that the truth? Rachel saying as a girl, I think I'm fairly safe from both of them as they both seem to target boys, but I think Ginger is scarier because as a wolf, Ginger would rip your throat out. It's a good point. Yeah, good point.
So will Jennifer.
Yeah, Jennifer will rip your guts
She
up
ripped
too.
the boyfriend's throat out in the pool.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, maybe what she means is the fact that she can be weakened, if she doesn't, eat enough.
A werewolf can be weakened if it doesn't look both ways when it's crossing the road.
Oh, come on, man. I'm talking about in the movie.
B stabbed Ginger straight up and killed her at full power, whereas Jennifer, only when she's on a weakened state, she can't heal as fast. She still can heal.
All right. Okay. All right. Next category. The acting. Kill. The acting. Who gets the point and why?
This is an easy street for me, but two things can be true. I felt the acting in Jennifer's body was better, although I felt the acting in Ginger Snaps seemed more real and authentic, not as polished. And both did well, but I'm gonna say, based off of our protagonist / antagonist of Ginger and Jennifer was more entertaining to watch. Say what you want about Megan Fox as an actress, I get it, but this, her being a high school teen pretty girl who's also a demon, I think she did a good job and was entertaining. So
okay, all right, Eric, who gets the point for you?
Yeah, I'm going Jennifer's body as well, because they're more entertaining. And Megan Fox knew what she was in, and she rolled with it. She ran with it, and I think she hit a home run with the tone, with what the movie was trying to be. I think she was perfect. Amanda Seyfried was great. All the other actors that I mentioned before were fine. They were fun. I've always said it. I'm not a big Catherine Isabel fan. Never really have been. She has her moments in Ginger Snaps, but few and far in between, in my opinion. Emily Perkins, I think
Mhm.
is her name. She was good. I liked her.
She was really good, man.
And and she's grown a lot since, in between it and Ginger Snaps, even skill wise.
Mhm.
But there's more fun and better acting, air quotes, in Jennifer's Body over Ginger Snaps for me.
Okay, all right. Coriander, how about you?
I'm going to have to give the acting to Ginger Snaps. I thought, Megan was not the best.
Okay.
Okay.
That it?
Yeah, man.
Okay. All right. For me, it's interesting because it's tough because I think there are multiple moments for all of these characters as far as the acting. One thing you said too, Kill, that I agree with. The acting in Ginger Snaps, it did seem more like, I don't know if authentic is the word, but it just kind of felt, it was more of emotion to it, I guess, maybe is the word. Whereas Jennifer's Body, it was a little bit more surface. I actually gotta give the point to Ginger Snaps on this one. I think that the moments that, especially for B, there are a lot of moments where I could really feel her fear, her terror. She obviously loves her sister. She's desperate to find a way to reverse this curse. She freaks out, man, when she's seeing her kill, all those types of things. I think that was something that really stuck with me, even when I first saw this movie a long, long time ago. So I'm going to actually give the point to Ginger Snaps for this one. Okay. All right. Next, we got in the chat, Danielle saying going with acting, Ginger Snaps, Killian stole my reasons. There you go. All right. Board now saying Ginger Snaps for acting. I think the mother needs more love. All right. Very cool. Yeah, Mimi Rogers. She was really, really good. We got Julie reminding people to hit the like button. We'd really appreciate it. We're at 31. Very cool.
Nice.
Thank you so much, Julie. I appreciate that. Rachel saying Catherine Isabel for me because Ginger felt more like a genuine person, whereas Jennifer is obviously a little bit more of a caricature. That's well said, and I agree with that. I think it was easier to portray Jennifer as a character than it was Ginger. If that makes any sense. That's not to take away from Megan Fox, but just how I felt. Okay. And Castellar is in the chat. What's going on? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. All right. Okay, next category. Favorite scene, Kill. Favorite scene. Who gets the point?
It's funny. I always try to go with the first one that pops in my head. The first one that actually pops in my head, unfortunately, is where it's Jennifer's Body, where she kills the football player in the forest, and he's mourning Chris Pratt's character. He's mourning his friend, and she just kind of rolls up to him. It's just like, yeah, the last thing he said was we should hook up. And he's like, really? He said that? Like, yeah, let's go pray and talk about him. And he's a big meathead. He seems like a nice enough guy in the small town. And a pretty girl, wants to help take your mind off of things. And then that's when you really get that first image of what Jennifer does and what she looks like. And it's like, whoa. And it's very visceral. So it's like comedy, sadness, and visceral all mixed in that one little scene. And that's the first one that popped in my head. So I got to go with that.
Okay. All right, Eric, what's your favorite scene?
First one popped in my head was Jennifer's Body. And it's when we find out what happened to Jennifer, or the first time we see Jennifer after she disappeared with low shoulder. Needy is coming down the stairs. She's talking to her boyfriend. She's scared. She was already in this traumatic event, with the fire and people dying around her. And right then and there, her friend that she thinks could be, doing God knows what with these indie rock stars shows up and she's covered in blood. Don't know what happened. And I think it's a really good mixture of, like a teen horror movie with the comedy. You know what I mean? When she's eating the chicken and stuff like that. And that's why I like Jennifer or Megan Fox in this movie. She has a reputation of just being, the pretty girl, the sex pot, in all these movies. She's eating chicken with her hands like an animal and dropping it on the ground and picking it back up and eating it, like a pig, and then Needy is freaking out, and then just out of nowhere, she's vomiting this black fluid. So we know a demon's involved, if you know your horror movie lore type of thing. And it's just kind of so out there, but it's so goofy at the same time. I had a lot of fun with this scene. And again, it's just to show that Megan Fox can be more than just stand there and look pretty. She can be fun in this type of role.
Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you? What's your favorite scene?
So I'm gonna have to give it to Ginger Snaps, and it's the scene where the bitch comes looking for a dog, and she smashes her head and gets put in the freezer, and her mom and almost catches him but doesn't, and and her dad, right, when he walks into the kitchen and he looks at the floor and he's like, oh my God, it was funny. The dad was funny.
Yeah, the dad was funny. And then of course, then they pretended like they were doing their school project stuff. So it had a little bit of comedy in it too, which was kind of interesting. That was a good scene. For me, the one that comes to my mind, it's Ginger Snaps. It's when she kills the janitor, that whole sequence. I mean, she's just tossing him around like a rag doll. And then when you knew that B was in trouble is when and it was in the intro when she said, well, you like this, don't you? And you realize that for Ginger at this point in the transformation, she's like, it just feels really good. So she's gone. And then even worse, she attacks her sister, and kicks her on the ground, throws her to the ground. And it's kind of like, wow, man, Jennifer's Body had a scene that was kind of similar as far as, okay, that's kind of the point of no return. That these two are not going to be, cool anymore. But I think with Ginger Snaps, it was a little bit more in depth. So I'm going to give the point to that for my favorite scene. All right. Very cool. We got Nathan in the chat. What's up, man? Saying really enjoyed both films. Yeah, man. They're both really good films. They really are. Keith saying this one is close to be fair. I agree. It's a lot of great scenes, Kay is going with the scene where Ginger is attacked at night in the playground. Yeah. Rachel saying her favorite scene, probably Needy finally taking down Jennifer. I love the floating box cutter line, slow-mo friendship bracelet in the final line. That was a good scene as well. I thought it was shot well. I wasn't as big on the slow-mo, but it was well done. Okay. Let's see. I want to make sure I get to everybody. And Russell's going with Ginger Snaps in this category as well. Okay. Next category, the best kill. Who gets the point?
Best kill. Well, I'm gonna say it's the best kill because for me it was the saddest kill, and that's in Jennifer's Body when Jennifer's killing the boyfriend. He wanted to go to the dance with his girlfriend, but obviously she knows that her best friend is now a demon, and she's trying to deal with that, and she doesn't want to put him in harm's way. But in a way, by not going with him, she directly put him in harm's way,
right?
As he was going to the dance anyway. And he doesn't want to cheat on her. He doesn't want, in the end, he's like, hey, look, like, I want Needy. And of course, she kind of throws him in the dirtiest pool on earth. And like I said earlier, started ripping his throat out as he pretty much dies in front of Needy coming in to save him. And it's just, that for me, that one was kind of a sad one, but best kill.
That whole scene kind of pissed me off though, man, because it was kind of like, I don't know. Obviously, you needed that in the movie to propel the story, but it was kind of like, all right, come on. He's walking alone. As soon as he saw Jennifer, and it's kind of like, I know he didn't believe Needy, but at the same time, look, man, sometimes you got to go on instinct. All right. You got to separate the apples from the oranges. And
I think one of the worst parts is that Needy says to her, why him? You
Yeah.
could have any guy. Why
Mhm.
him?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it definitely was sad because, you know, her boyfriend was a cool character, but
Yeah, he
but
was
it just irritated me so bad. Of
Yeah.
course, she's running when she realizes that they're at the pool house, whatever. She's like 85 light years away, running up an infinite hill. And it's like, you know, she's not going to get there in time. It's like, come on, man. So anyways, all right, good one, Kill. Eric, how about you?
First one I thought of was Jennifer's Body, and I'm going to go with the jock in the forest. You know, Kill already brought up that scene. You know, he's mourning his best friend, and you know, Jennifer just kind of shows up, you know, to seduce him, type of thing. And you know, he's a high schooler, so the hot chick, you know, tries to seduce you. You're gonna kind of fall for it. You know what I mean? Who wouldn't? But what I liked was it was kind of funny how awkward it was with all the animals just showing up and watching them do their thing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just made me wonder, like, does she have powers of, you know, over animals and stuff like that? And then I liked, you know, CGI be damned. You know, it was just one of those quick cuts where she runs towards the camera. And then later on, we see her just coming out of the water, just cleansing herself, getting rid of all the evidence. So that added to it. So I'm going with that one.
All right. Okay. Coriander, how about you?
I am gonna go with Ginger Snaps, and it's the kill with the stoner dude when he's in the cellar, and Ginger. You know, he was almost like maybe would have been saved, but I can't remember why she ended up like ripping out his throat or whatever she did in front of, you know, what's her face, Bridget.
Yeah.
So
That's exactly the one I was going to go with too. The reason that she ripped out his throat is because when Bridget was like licking up the blood as if to kind of, you know, show that she wasn't betraying Ginger, she got to the point where she couldn't keep licking up the blood, so it's kind of like, ew, gross. And I think that was when Ginger was kind of like, okay, well, I'm going to kill him. You know what I mean? Almost like in retaliation for the betrayal, so to speak. Or maybe because she realized that B thought that she was a monster, gross. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why she killed the stoner guy. And I think that was a sad kill as well in a way, because I think the stoner guy, he actually became a pretty cool character. I liked him in the movie, you know, because he was helping to figure out stuff. That was the one thing that I think they did better, is the whole, let's figure out how to, you know, reverse this transformation or stop or cure it. I think they did a better job, or at least I was more invested in it, in Ginger Snaps versus Jennifer's Body. You do have that scene where Needy is at the library and reading about the occult, and that was cool. But of course, when she tells her boyfriend, he doesn't believe her. So there was no, you know, hey, let's figure this out together type of vibe in Jennifer's Body. So that's where I think Ginger Snaps was a little bit better. So yeah, my best kill, I'm going to go with that final kill at the end when Ginger is fully transformed. Pretty crazy stuff. Okay, let's see. Brian is going with Ginger Snaps for the best kill. All right. Let's see. Yeah, Danielle's saying the same thing. She refused to be with her sister as a werewolf, so Ginger killed him in anger. Yeah, I mean, she did it quick too, man. It's like, wow. You know, she did not play around. We got Million in the chat. What's going on? Hope you're doing well, man. Welcome. And by the way, again, if you guys haven't hit the like button, please do. It helps to support the channel and the stream. Okay, Kill. Next category, the effects. The effects. Which film gets the point for the better effects?
This is hard. Because you know, Jennifer's Body, other than her turning into Venom, there's really not that much, you know, just kind of her jaw unhinging and you see the jagged teeth. I did not like the werewolf look, the full werewolf look of Ginger and Ginger Snaps. Really? But I'm gonna give it to I'm very critical when it comes to full werewolf transformations, and I don't know, it looked less like a werewolf to me and more like like some sort of a fat pink cat type. I don't know. It was different. I'll give him that, but I'm gonna go with Ginger Snaps because I liked her transformations, the midway ones, the growing of the tail, her eyes, around where her pupils were, and just other features. Essentially, how she fully looked when she went to the party, the costume party where they thought she was in costume. I thought that was very well done. I just really didn't like the full werewolf formation. But with that being said, I'm gonna give it to Ginger Snaps.
All right, Eric, how about you?
Okay, I'm going to give this to Ginger Snaps, but I'm going to have a little asterisk next to it. Okay, it's CGI versus practical. Okay,
Right?
like Kill says, she turns into Venom with the jaw. Okay, even though I like the scene when she's vomiting the black fluid, that is pretty bad CGI. You know what I mean? In my opinion. Now, even though I also agree with Kill, I don't like the way the werewolf looks. To me, when I was watching it with Rachel, I was yelling at the screen like it's one of those giant rats from the Princess Bride. You know what I mean? That attack Carrie Elways.
Man.
Or one of those like Kill said, one of those furless cats. I didn't like the look. It looked like a giant rat. And I don't like the way Ginger's face looks a lot of the times when she's slowly transforming. But I will give credit where credit's due when we have, I hate to say, when we have the animal carcasses, that looks realistic and disgusting and disturbing. That works. A lot of the slow transformations, with the fingernails, the teeth that Ginger gets, it works. Even though I roll my eyes with the tail reveal, it works. The way it is. So Ginger Snaps wins with an asterisk. You know what I mean?
All right, Coriander, how about you?
I mean, it's gotta go to friggin' Ginger Snaps. I would always pick practical over shitty CGI.
Okay. All right.
And it's not good CGI. I mean, it's okay, but it's cheesy at some point. So yeah, it could have been better.
All right. I agree. I think this easily goes to Ginger Snaps. Showing her transformation or her increased moments of transformation, I thought was really cool, and most of it I was good with. Even her face, with the teeth and her eyes and all of that, her claws, I thought that looked really good. I didn't have a huge issue with the werewolf at the end. It wasn't the best werewolf I've ever seen, obviously, but I didn't have a huge issue with it. I mean, again, to do a werewolf, I mean, there's been so many.
I think we've been spoiled, is what it is. You know what I mean? With what we've seen before, maybe.
Well, that's true too. I mean, we've obviously had some iconic werewolves and stuff like that. So I give them credit for trying to do something a little bit different. It didn't fully work, but I didn't hate it. Because I think with this movie, what was interesting is they kind of twisted the werewolf lore a little bit, and even with her as she's transforming, like at that party, like you were saying, Kill, her look was kind of like, oh wow, that's where they're going with this. Like when I first watched it the very first time, and they didn't have the werewolf fully on a lot. At the end when she killed the stoner guy and it was kind of just the head and ripped his throat out, I thought those scenes of the werewolf were pretty good. The scenes where it was full bodied was kind of like, all right, well, they tried. But the fact that it's practical definitely, works for me. I'll always, like Coriander was saying, I'll always pick that over bad CGI. And for Jennifer's body, there were just those couple of moments where it's like, not going to go with that. Neil saying agreeing with Kill, the actual look of the werewolf was disappointing. Probably the only thing in the movie that I didn't care for. Okay.
Hairless cat.
All right. We got Old School in the chat. Welcome to the chat. Hope you're enjoying the conversation. Saying full werewolf transformations are hard to pull off 100% and not look somewhat cheesy. It's very true. It's very true. Rachel saying Ginger Snaps to practical effects are really fun. Board now saying the effects for Ginger Snaps. I like the practical effects. I like that you can see Ginger in the werewolf. Yeah, that's a good point too. So you could kind of see her in there. Yeah, I agree with that. Well said. Kay is going with Ginger Snaps for practical effects. Okay. All right. And Keith also saying, yeah, mixing up the lore should always be seen as a positive. Yeah, I mean, I think it was interesting because you kind of didn't know where they were going to go. So I found that pretty cool. All right. Next category. Here it is, Kill. Needy or Bridget? Who gets a point?
I'm going to go with Needy. And my reason for that is she cared about Jennifer just as much as B did for her sister. Whereas she's not obligated to care for Jennifer as much. She's not blood, whereas B and Ginger were. Plus Needy was she was sweet. She was smart. She was sweet. And then essentially the character she becomes and what she does after the credits is like, yes, I am here for this. I would just like to see a movie of the Needy revenge tour. That could have just been a movie of its own. But I just felt, for me, I got more from that character. No offense to B, she was doing her thing, emo goth girl. Her sister gets bit. She cares about her sister. She's helping to cover up for her sister. Enrolling the drug dealer who just happens to know all this stuff and knew exactly the right mixture that would hopefully work, and they tested it and so forth. A lot of things just happen. It just happens. But I still like Needy more, just as a character. And
all right.
Yeah.
All right, Eric, how about you?
So now, tonight I know what Kill means when he has to follow me up at times when we do this, because he said exactly what I was going to say. I'm going with Needy because of the change we get. The cute, quiet, somewhat awkward, in after the opening sequence, but basically in the beginning, and then we see what we get at the end, and then after Lance Henriksen takes her on the road, we get to see what she does. And like Kill said, Needy didn't have to be loyal, because she even says, to Jennifer something like, "You never liked me," or "We were always fighting, you're always picking on me." She had a line like that, but she still takes out Low Shoulder because they caused everything. So there's still that little bit of loyalty that she didn't have to do, and also a little bit of revenge for her own sake. But B is a really good character, but I think there's more to Needy.
All right. Can I just say something? The fact that we've talked so much about Low Shoulder, what does that really say? That friggin'
they did their job.
I guess so.
They were a-holes.
Yeah, they were. All right, Coriander. Who gets the point? Is it Needy or is it B?
It's Needy, definitely.
All right.
I liked her character.
Okay. I think both characters were really good. This is tough. I think that I mean they're basically in the same situation, right? They see a loved one that goes through this. They don't want to see them go through that, and how do they deal with it? Can they save them and all of that? I think that wow, this could go either way for me. I think we're going to edge it out to Needy. The reason being is that we got to see a little bit more of what happens after. We got to see a lot more compared to what happens with B, because obviously we're not talking about sequels and stuff like that. And to see, Amanda with her character arc go, like you guys were saying, kind of the innocent best friend type of thing, to being repulsed by Jennifer, trying to help Jennifer, and then obviously having to defeat and kill Jennifer. It was a lot of stuff that was really interesting. I did really love B in that movie, though. I think that she was kind of like the heart of Ginger Snaps, but I'm going to edge this one out to Needy. Okay. All right. Real quick in the chat to catch up with these guys. Rachel saying, love both Bridget and Needy, but Needy edges B out. I love her revenge at the end, and Needy has better growth, growing from shrinking wallflower. And I think she probably meant to assassin. Okay. All right. Very cool. All right. Let's go to our next category. Next category, Kill. Of course, Jennifer or Ginger. Who gets the point?
For me, it's Jennifer. Just the demonic turn was more entertaining. Her cutting herself and lighting her tongue on fire for just to test this out. It was just more entertaining. Whereas Ginger started to become an asshole to be, and started to become the popular girl, and just became the more teenage angst, and kind of more annoying as she grew more powerful. Even though B tried nothing but the whole movie to help her sister.
Well,
So,
Jennifer turned to be a jerk to Needy as well.
but she kind of already was a little bit of a jerk, and Needy knew it. That's why Needy had said, like, you never really liked me, you would always mess with me. But there still was something there ever since they were like little girls, you know. So it's like it was the same Jennifer, just turned up even more and killing boys. So
okay, all right, Eric, how about you?
Yeah, I'm going Jennifer, because again, I keep saying that Megan Fox is, so entertaining in this. She knows what she is, and like Kill said, he mentioned the part with the lighter, the tongue in the lighter, or when she shows that she's basically Wolverine, she can heal type of thing, and she's having fun with it. She's just like, hey, look at this, basically, and she shows, she's basically saying this is a good thing, this can be fun type of thing. Ginger, I mean, I know it's her character, but she's just the mopey, gothy teen, and to me, I don't really think Ginger's very likable. Jennifer's not really that good of a person either. I mean, even when you take the demon out of the situation, you can see there's like the one time when she kind of shoves Needy against the door before she's possessed type of thing, but there's still some likability to her. You know what I mean? She, and she, again, the performance is much more fun. So I'm going Jennifer.
Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you?
I am going to do Ginger. I mean, yeah, Jennifer was killed and a demon went in her and possessed her. But Ginger went through a transformation that didn't take like overnight. So, yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, it was, it took time. For me, I'm going to agree. I'm going to give this to Ginger, and it is similar to what you were saying, Coriander, because you got to see that transformation over time. And I think that her being kind of, the whole idea of the teen angst and so forth, I think it was playing into the whole overall theme of Ginger Snaps from the beginning. Whereas with Jennifer's body, although I thought Megan Fox, like she had fun with it, and her character was fun. I mean, to me, it wasn't really that much more there. I mean, it was more surface. Yes, it was fun, but it didn't feel as organic. It didn't feel as deep as the story that Ginger was going through. So I'm going to give the point to Ginger, just because of that. And like you said, Coriander, just the gradual change. There were times when she was scared of this change. She wanted help from B. They were trying to work together. She went with B to the drug dealers. They're trying to figure this thing out. Whereas Jennifer, she just, she had the change and she just ran with it. And that's basically all that there was. Plus she intentionally killed Needy's boyfriend. That's just messed up. Come on.
Let that go.
I'm not going to let it go. The whole scene irritated the shit out of me. I hadn't seen this movie in quite a long time, and I had forgotten about that. And I was like, you got to be joking me. And I'm thinking to myself, Needy, come on, hurry up, run faster. So, yeah. Anyways. All right. Let me jump back. Let me jump back to the chat. Rachel going with Ginger, a more organic character, very relatable to the emo me back in the day. All right. All right. Danielle going with Ginger. Jennifer was a very unlikable person. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. Bored now saying, I think the role was more challenging for Isabel. I agree with that. I do agree with that. Keith also saying Ginger by a country mile. Wow.
Oh.
All right, there we go. Paul is going with Ginger. Kenny is going Ginger all the way. Let's see, just to catch up. And hey, we got Neil coming in with a super chat, $25 super chat. All right, thank you so much, man. We really, we really appreciate that, bro. Saying not voting for either movie because I haven't seen Jennifer's Body in forever, but just want to support my favorite. Oh man, my favorite channel. Oh man, you're all right, man. Seriously,
dude.
We appreciate that, man. Seriously, we definitely, if nothing else, we definitely put forth an effort if nothing else. But thank you so much for saying that, man, because we really have fun with this series and just trying to always make things happen. We got people in different time zones. We got someone that traveled up the whole West Coast, and we still want to make sure we put this stream together, and it's really nice to hear that you guys enjoy it. And seriously, Neil, thank you so much. That was very kind of you to say. We really do appreciate that, bro. Seriously, you have no idea. Let's do a clip for Neil in his honor. And again, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Let's do this, man. I mean, sometimes, Kill, when we were kids, we used to watch a lot of different sports, and sometimes things just don't go right. But it's okay, because you can still have fun with it and kind of just charge up, man. And sometimes it looks like this.
Table. You can feel it, dude. You can feel it.
There.
Wow. Okay.
There you go.
Current wrestling, old school wrestling. Okay.
Hey, look, man. Call me Picasso. Thank you so much, Neil. Seriously, we appreciate you. Really, man. Okay, let's. And hey, we got Rachel coming in too with a super chat, a $5 super chat. Rachel, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Saying much love to the awesome panel. Throw these points to Ginger Snaps, please. All right, so we got 5 points to Ginger Snaps. Rachel is not playing around. And again, this was Rachel's idea. She came up with this, so I was really glad that we could do this. It was a great idea for a battle, and I hadn't seen either of these movies in a while, so I was glad that I had a reason to revisit them, and I was very happy to do that. So thank you so much, Rachel. You rock too. Let's do a clip for Rachel as well. And Kill, sometimes why'd you laugh, Eric? What?
Continue.
I like to watch the news. I like to keep, up to date on stuff going on in the world. And sometimes you get stuff that goes like this, bro.
More teens are having luck, finding summer jobs.
Rien dans... Là, tu t'es fait mal.
Oh, putain.
Why was she running?
Wow.
I can understand slipping up, with the words. I've done that with the intro, but why the hell was that dude even running?
He had a lot of ambition,
I guess.
Yeah, man. All right.
Wow.
All right. Seriously, Rachel and Neil, thank you so much for doing that. It's very cool of you guys, very generous. And, being that we've had over 50 of these episodes, a lot of work put into it. And, it's very cool. You guys are so supportive and helping out the channel and this community, which helps out everyone else that's here. So you guys give a shout out to Neil and also to Rachel. No doubt about it. All right. Next category, Kill. The finale. Who gets the point and why, bro?
I'm going to go with Jennifer's body only because for me, there was more complexity in the finale. The finale for Ginger Snaps, it was good. It was essentially, leading from the party to back to her house and confronting, full werewolf transformation Ginger. But for me, Jennifer's body was confronting Jennifer, essentially losing to Jennifer where she killed the boyfriend, and then plotting on her later and killing her in her bedroom. And then the whole needy revenge tour that happened through the credits. For me, just overall, that was more entertaining. Jennifer's body. So.
All right. Okay. And just real quick, Rachel says, if you could only see my face right now, Night. Well, I'm glad you had a good laugh with that. That's what we always hope, just to have some fun and hopefully have some entertainment for you guys as much as we can. Yeah, absolutely. Glad to hear it. Okay, Eric, how about you? Who gets the point?
Kill said it all. Jennifer's body.
Wow.
There's a you know, and no disrespect to Ginger Snaps, but it's just a werewolf stalking people, eats the drug dealer, and then B has to kill her sister. I'm not trying to make that seem lame, but that's all it is. We have Jennifer killing the boyfriend and getting away. Then we have Needy killing Jennifer, getting framed, lack of a better term, or mistaken for murdering, someone. That's how we get the call back to the beginning when she's locked up. She's bitten, so now she's an X-Man. She's floating through the air, and she breaks out. And then, like Kill says, it's the revenge tour. Lance Henriksen picks her up, and then we get to see. And I like how it's just stills of the crime scene, and I get to a whole song. You can't be better than that. That fit perfectly. So I just think there's more to it. There's more fun to Jennifer's Body's finale.
Okay, all right. And real quick before I get to you, Coriander, Rachel saying this one is so hard because I love the final fight between Needy and Jennifer, but Ginger Snaps has the emotional impact of Bridget having to kill her sister. I think it goes to Ginger Snaps. Okay, Coriander, how about you? Who gets the point?
It does suck that she's got to kill her sister, but I am going to give the point to Jennifer's Body.
Okay. All right. For me, this is tough, man. I think both are good finales. I mean, when I think of the finale for Jennifer's Body, I think more about the altercation between the two of them, because I think that it kind of, from the point of Needy running up 1,000 miles to the pool house all the way through the end credits. I mean, that's like 25 minutes or so. I think that's beyond the finale. I'm thinking more about when she, stakes her out and they have the fight in the bedroom, which is a pretty lengthy scene. And the end credits is just kind of extra stuff. I mean, because they're stills. So I think it's, for me, I'm comparing just the altercation with Needy and Jennifer versus the altercation with B and Ginger. I'm going to give the point to Ginger Snaps. And it was said in the chat, and I absolutely agree. I think there was more emotion in it, as far as B having to, and I think B realized that as soon as she couldn't persuade Ginger to not kill the stoner guy, and I think that even the look on her face, I thought, again, B was a really good character. There's a lot of depth to it, and the relationship they had as sisters, and when she says, "I'm not going to die," and it was a really emotional ending. So I'm going to give the point to Ginger Snaps on that. Okay, all right. Castellar going with Ginger Snaps. Brian saying Ginger Snaps for the finale. Okay. Troy in the house saying finale Ginger Snaps. Okay, all right. Let's go to our next category, the final category. Kill. We're going to be talking about choosing, and again, this is our final category. If you wanted to do any points for one of the films, this is the time to do it. Once we get done this category, then we can't add any more points. So if you'd like to do it, now's the time. We try to make sure we explain that as best as possible, because we've had some times where we run right up against the bell and even after the bell. So Kill, let's start this off. Which movie are you going to choose? Who gets the point?
I like them both, but I'm going with Jennifer's Body. Overall, for me, and it's just me, it's more rewatchable, it's more fun, and and it's over the top. And the one thing I'll say is, if this movie was directed by Sam Raimi, it would be a classic, because this would be Drag Me to Hell Part 2. Where she's coming back out of hell. But I think sometimes when movies aren't directed by certain directors, we look at them and say, "Oh, that's over the top and silly." There was a goat yelling in Drag Me to Hell, "You bitch!" Like Sam Raimi is the king of over the top. So for people that think Jennifer's Body is over the top, come on, let's Sam has he's the master of over the top. But yeah, I'm going with Jennifer's Body on this one because it's a fun ride for me.
Okay. All right, Eric, how about you?
100% Jennifer's Body. It again, like Hill said, it's more fun. The rewatchability. This is something that I will probably return to frequently. You know, I mean, if I'm like, okay, what can I watch? What I'll stroll through my screen or streaming. Jennifer's Body. That's one I will not be unhappy sitting down and watching late at night. You know what I mean? If I need something to watch. Ginger Snaps. I really like its beginning. I think its middle. It's kind of, to me, it's kind of like Halloween H2O. Very good first act. Kind of a drawn out meh middle. Really good third act. From Jennifer's Body, I'm having fun from beginning to the very end.
Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you?
I am going to go. I mean, I've seen Ginger Snaps, quite a bit. And rewatching it again was fine. But I mean, even though, Megan's acting was okay, it wasn't the best. I still, just because of the other characters and, the movie, I don't know. I guess it's been a while since I've seen it. I remembered it, but yeah, guess I had more fun. So I'll choose Jennifer's Body.
Okay. All right. For me, I think that, both these films are great. They have a lot of parallels. I think there's a lot of great moments, great character moments on both sides. And I'm going to give the point to Ginger Snaps, and I'm going to tell you why. To me, I just think there was just more emotion in it. It was more atmosphere to it. It felt like the type of movie I'd watch in the fall, or around Halloween time, which is exactly when I first watched it so many years ago. And it was a movie that kind of stood out to me as like, wow, that was a pretty good variation of a werewolf movie. And I really dug it. And just seeing the back and forth of these two sisters. And again, Ginger herself as a character, being scared and not wanting to go through the transformation, trying to, allow her sister to help her, but then also giving into her animal urges, that back and forth, the character arc that she has. I thought was really, really cool, a little bit more in depth than what Jennifer goes through. But both movies are great, but I'm going to edge this one out to Ginger Snaps for me. As much as when I first saw it years ago, rewatching, and I mean, I've seen it a couple times since I first saw it, but it's been a few years since I've rewatched it, and being able to kind of absorb it again for this stream tonight, it was fun. It was like, wow, yeah, that really was a really cool variation of the werewolf tale. So, all right, in the chat, let's catch up. Russell's going with Ginger Snaps. Paul is going with Ginger Snaps. Brian is going with Ginger Snaps. Board Now is going with Ginger Snaps. Russell saying can't choose because I liked both. There's always someone that says that, but they are both great. Kay is going with Ginger Snaps. Rachel saying love both of these films, but Ginger Snaps wins for me. Let's see. Castellar is talking about something that is totally different. Danielle saying Ginger Snaps overall the movie with the most meat on the bones. Jennifer's Body was again another dime a dozen teen horror. Okay. Troy saying Ginger Snaps. And Rachel came in with a super chat at the end, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Rachel. Saying, "Oh, screw it, throw another 5 points to Ginger Snaps." All right, Rachel, thank you so much. We appreciate you. And again, thank you so much for a great idea for a battle tonight. We really appreciate you. And Julie's still working hard in the chat. Much appreciated. Saying, please leave a comment on the video when the stream ends. Check out the Battle War playlist. That's what I'm talking about. There you go, Julie. I think like 54 episodes. It's great stuff, guys. And hopefully you find them fun and also rewatchable. That's what we aim for. That's why we put the time into doing this the way that we do it. And I think they're pretty rewatchable. It's fun to go back and check out some of these. Okay. All right. Ben also going with Ginger Snaps. And Danielle saying, great battle, Rachel. It really was. It was a great idea. It really was. Okay, so let's do a recap. Kill, I'm going to start with you while I count up the points. and just give us a little bit of your thoughts on how this went.
Two great movies, and when you have an actor or actress who may not be the best actor or actress, but they're in a role which suits their talents, I think you have a winning thing there. Like I said before, Megan Fox is not, going to be collecting Academy Awards, but for the role that she had in here, being a teen heartthrob, bitchy, mean girl, she did a good job. And once she gets killed, and now it's a demon wearing her skin like a suit, she followed suit and turned it up even more. But both movies had great performances, and they're two gems that people really don't talk about either of these that much, especially Jennifer's Body, because so many people look at it as just another teen movie, flash in the pan. But I dare say it reminds me a lot of Drag Me to Hell. If there was a sequel to Drag Me to Hell, Drag Me Out of Hell, and you have Jennifer. So there you go. Think on that, everyone. Killian gave you that one. Eric, what you got?
I was surprised. I haven't seen Ginger Snaps in forever, and I only seen it the one time. So it was good to revisit it. I'm still not the hugest fan of it, but I grew to appreciate it a little bit more this time, because I believe all movies deserve at least a second rewatch. And, I might go to this one again down the line. Emily Perkins as B. So good. So good in this.
She was,
movie.
man. Underrated.
And even though I'm not a big Catherine Isabel fan at all. And I know it's no disrespect to her personally. That's just my feelings on the role she's played. But what Emily did as B, overpowers that. And like I said, it's that middle part of the movie that it was just it lost some steam for me. It made me lose a little bit of interest, but a great beginning and a really good finale. Jennifer's Body, beginning to end, it's a fun ride. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's what I want with my horror. One of my favorite movies, Jason Goes to Hell. Say what you want. Content-wise, for me, it's a fun ride. And that's what Jennifer's Body was to me. Megan Fox, I haven't seen the Transformers movies. Okay? I just never got around to them. I only know her from this and freaking Ninja Turtles. Okay? So I have no way to judge her. And in this, she's a blast, in my opinion. She gets the role, she gets the tone of the film, and she's a lot of fun. Amanda Seyfried is fun, and it's just a very rewatchable movie. I will be returning to this one a lot.
Oh, yeah. You're done? You ready?
Not yet.
Sure.
Oh, jeez. Okay. So, I mean, I like both of these movies. Do I ever really watch them? Back in the day, Ginger Snaps I did. Jennifer's Body, this is probably like the third time I've seen it. But yeah, rewatchability for either. I could take either. I'm not saying they're bad, but I enjoyed the watch, but I've seen them and I probably won't watch them again until something comes up, I guess. So there you go.
All right. In the chat, and Rachel was saying, really fun battle today. Loved hearing all the thoughts about the two films. They're both such great subversive movies which explore the horror of being a teen girl very well. Well said. I agree. So many parallels between the two of them. It's just really, really cool. No doubt at all. Really. Let's have the points counted up. It looks as though this was actually pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
We have all right, well, I'm just going to give the final score, which includes points given on the films. We have a 5-point difference.
Wow.
5-point difference. And the winner with a score of 35 to 40 is Ginger Snaps.
Wow.
Rachel was that extra 5.
Yeah, it was. That extra 5. It would have been a tie. It would have been a tie. It would have been. So it's a good thing that Rachel did that. I know this is her film.
She was determined.
She was determined, man, and that's what it's all about. We appreciate it. No, we really do. helps us out as well, no doubt about that. Hey, Denisha just jumped in. All right, well we're almost done, but thanks for jumping in. So yeah, it was really close, but yeah, 5-point difference, 35-40. Ginger Snaps wins, and there we have it. This was a lot of fun, guys. This was definitely, we've talked about a lot of ideas, and I think all of us at one point or another, or still do, have lists full of battle ideas, and I don't think anyone had this as an idea. So I'm so glad that we got that as an idea from you, Rachel, and we'll do more of that type of stuff. It was fun having multiple ideas, and of course we spun the wheel and it landed on this. But it was great to do that, and obviously these movies mean a lot to Rachel as well, which is very cool. So for you guys in the chat, thanks for hanging out with us. We really appreciate that. If you have not hit the like button, please do. It helps out the channel. It also helps to get this stream out to others that might enjoy it. And Keith, you're right. Justice. There you go. There you go. Rachel says, woo. Are those wolves? What are those? Wow.
All right. Those look like wolves. Those don't look like
here we
cats.
go. Wow. Wow. Ben said I never doubted her for a second. And yes. Ginger Snap supremacy. Keith saying good night. Everyone, don't forget you can quiz my ass tomorrow on my channel. There you go. Absolutely. And if you haven't subscribed to Board Now, make sure you guys do. Eric as well. We have the link in the chat. You guys know what to do. So we will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. This was a blast. And as always, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace.
Cheers.
Up to